So with all this craziness going on now and the mass amounts of infringements upon our constitutional rights, it's definitely time for us to show you how to do a snatch and grab and the effects thereof and how this should be done properly. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you how to overthrow a government. Hello, my name is Arthur. I'm the CEO of Tackleberry Solutions, and we teach wartime tactics to citizens for civil defense purposes. In essence, I teach you how to wage war, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today. I am going to show you how to wage modern-day guerrilla warfare. I've talked about this before, and some people just didn't quite get it or understand how it was supposed to be so effective. So, I'm going to show you because this really kind of comes more from the CIA than it does the military. So, here's how it's going to work. We're going to do a snatch and grab mission. Let's say that we have a small town, and we have a problem with the mayor of this town using the law enforcement to trample on our constitutional rights. Whatever the situation may be, we're going to overthrow it. Okay, how do we do that? Well, I want to go after two guys. I want to get the mayor and the police chief, because if I can get the muscle head and the mayor, then I can control the town. You don't kill a snake by chopping at its tail and working your way up. You take the head off. That's the fastest way to kill it. Right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take me and say 5 other guys. It's just 5 other guys. 6 of us all together. Not a big number. But 6 well-trained men. And we're going to steal a couple vehicles. I'm going to steal a 4-door or 2-door F-150. I'm going to steal a dually truck flatbed. Let's see if I can get an old flatbed. And I'm going to steal a minivan. I'm going to set up about 15 to 20 miles outside the city limits of this small town. And I'm going to put out a reconnaissance team, and they're going to recon it. And they're going to use a whole other vehicle. And they're going to sit there and they're going to watch, and they're going to come back and say, hey, guy, you know, look, me and Slick here, we've observed that your targets are moving here, 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 here. This is the time to hit them. We want to hit them in transient because they're alone and they're in the vehicle. Perfect. Got it. That's exactly what I want. All right, D-Day. Here we are. We're moving now. I'm behind them. Got the F-150 behind them. Minivan further back behind them. And we're coming up on the intersection where I want to hit them. They're tooting along, and all of a sudden, my freaking dually pulls right out in front of them. Bam! They hit that thing. Even if they don't, that's fine. I'm going to punch the gas on my F-150, and I'm going to slam them into it. I want to try to get their vehicle's airbag to deploy. The best way to get that to happen is by making them have a collision. Let's say I can't do that. Fine, I'll pull out around them with the big old dually, and boom, I'm going to hit them and push them off into the ditch. Whatever the situation may be, I am going to cause them to crash and hopefully hit a hard, inanimate object because, again, I want the airbag to deploy. If it will, some won't, whatever. And then I'm going to rush the vehicle. Now, about the time I've got my breacher coming up with a sledgehammer, and he's getting ready to take out that window because most modern vehicles, when they're moving and vehicles in gear, guess what? The doors are locked. About the time he's getting ready to hit it, the passenger to F-150, he's running up with a 12 gauge pump. Boom! First one to take out the glass, second one right into the lower leg. Well, like, think below the knee. Think the one that's on the gas pedal. That's the one I want to go for. Who cares if it gets mangled? You're going to see in a minute, it ain't going to matter. Bird shot, buck shot, whatever. I like using buck, but hey, whatever the hell you got to do to make it happen. My idea is to get him away from the idea of, I'm going to fight back. No, man, you just get a freaking airbag deployed in your face and your leg got blown off by a 12 gauge double-aught buckshot, you're probably not going to fight too much. Now my guy's hitting, grabs him, cuts the seatbelt, don't even waste time trying to unbuckle it, cuts the seatbelt, snatches him right out of the car, handcuffs him, picks him up, and chunks him right into the minivan that by this point is pulled up. The minivan, one driver, and there's my medic in the back of it. He pulls up, throws the door open, package is dropped right in the front. Great! Boom! Slams the door, slaps a tourniquet on the leg. Starts searching them. Pulls all the weapons and anything off of them he can get. And while the driver is tootling down the highway. Congratulations, guys. You just pulled off a snatch and grab. Now, timing. How am I going to do my timing? Well, I'm going to rob a couple banks. That's how I'm going to do my timing. I've got to figure out what the average response time is for law enforcement in that area for a serious threat. So how am I going to do that? Especially now with COVID being all crazy, I'm going to walk up and I'm going to take out the front door to a bank. I'm going to walk in, pop off a couple rounds. Everybody down, it's a bank robbery. Woo! And I'm going to run out the door. Meanwhile, I've got my other guy sitting back in a car and across the street with a stopwatch. From the time I hit the door and I went in, it took however long for them to get there. Say it took 5 minutes. That tells me that I've got at the maximum 2 to pull this off. The maximum, I've got 2 minutes to pull off this snatch and grab. I really want to go less than that. I really want to go to about 1 minute and 15 seconds. But we'll say maximum of 2, right? Perfect's 1 minute and 15, maximum of 2. Guess what else you got to have? That guy that's driving the freaking dually, he's your timer. So he backs that dually out, boom, and starts that whole process. He needs to be able to go, boop, and he's walking around and he's headed towards the minivan. Hey, you got 45 seconds. You guys ever seen Heat, where the guy's out there with a stopwatch? You got 30 seconds. That's a real thing. That really does. That actually does work. Now I'm going to do that to 2 or 3 banks till I kind of get an average time. I'm not going to do it on the same day. I'm going to do it over the course of a couple weeks. Work my way up to it, right? Now that I've got the timing and all this stuff and all the equipment and gear, we're going to start training my men to the mission of a snatch and grab. We're going to rehearse it, rehearse it, rehearse it, rehearse it, rehearse it, rehearse it. We're going to do all these rehearsals at our safe house 15, 20 miles away from our actual objective site. Then we're going to pick a series of days. Day 1 is Monday. We're going to go for Monday. If we can't pull it off for some reason on Monday, maybe he turns and goes to his girlfriend's house, then we'll go for Tuesday. And if we can't get him on Tuesday, then we're going to immediately go to Plan B. All right, we've already formulated Plan B. Plan B is to hit him over here. As he's coming away from his girlfriend's house, we're going to hit him. Or maybe Plan B is to raid him at his girlfriend's house. Whatever the situation is, we're going to go to Plan B, because it's just not being consistent with what our reconnaissance has told us. So why keep doing the same thing expecting a different result? That's why you have to have Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. And you have got to rehearse each individual plan so that they've got, you and your boys have got it down so flawlessly that you will make it out of there in 30 seconds. Guys, you can do a snatch and grab like what I'm describing with this vehicle crash in under 30 seconds. Absolutely can do it in under 30 seconds. No reason why you can't. All right, I've acquired my targets now. I've got them. Now what do I do with them? Well, the very first thing I do with them is I take them back, I put them on video, I'm interrogating them, and while I'm interrogating them, getting information like what's the bank account numbers, what's the routing number, whatever I need so that I can facilitate forcing the town into submission later if I have to. Then what I'm going to do, I'm also going to be cutting off toes to make them talk. Well, what do we think I'm going to do with these toes? Which is see why it doesn't matter whether you use bird or buck. You're going to take that same injured leg and you're going to basically butcher it to make them talk. Well, I'm going to take all these little body parts and I'm going to put them in a nice priority mail package. I'm going to go to a post office. Now, if my town is here and I am here south of the town, I'm going to go either way over here or way to the north of the town, and I'm going to mail it. So if they try backtracking it, it's, oh, well, they came from the north. They must be in the north. It's misdirection. I'm going to mail that package to them, and a nice little note that says, you have exactly 6 hours to comply, or I am going to chop off another body part and send it to you. We are watching. Now, whether you're watching them or not, doesn't matter. It's a psychological thing. You will comply by, you will leave all the doors to the building unlocked. You will leave all the cop cars in the parking lot. You'll put all the weapons in the trunk of the vehicle. You'll pick off your uniforms and badges and everything, put it in the trunk of the vehicle, and you're going to leave the keys to the car on top of the hood of the car. You have 6 hours to comply. Now that you see that they're complying, you know that you got the town. Now you come in and you appoint guys. And see, you can do all this and never have showed your face. Appoint somebody. You're now the new mayor. You're now the new police chief. Get your butt in there and get things working. We have got to try to maintain some form of law and order here. You can't wipe out all the police, because then you're going to have no rule of law, no order, and total chaos. Understand that about 90% of those cops are going to come right back to work. They're going to right back to their car, take the keys off the hood, unlock the trunk, put the uniform right back on, put the same badge back on and the same gun in their holster. They're just working for somebody else now. The real reason is 50% of them don't want to be doing this crap to begin with. It's only a handful of them that are crazy. That's up to your new police chief and mayor to discern who it is and kind of weed them out. Now the new mayor needs to come out and be like, hey guys, here's the deal. New management, you guys need to go back to work ASAP. We need to get back to normalcy. Let's, whatever the situation is, let's undo it. Let's get back to work immediately. We've got to, and we're going to hold elections, by the way. Oh yes, primaries are starting immediately. I'm running for mayor. I need somebody that opposes me. Come on out. We're going to have debates. We're going to do all this crap. We're going to start elections right now. We're doing debates. We're going to start doing the general election, primary election, whatever you want to do. It starts to now, right now. We're doing it right now. And we're going to hold elections in November. Give them some time. But we're going to hold elections. It's going to be later. See, what you're doing is you're showing that you are willing to work in a constitutional manner. You're showing the people that I'm not just coming in and saying, I'm the new king and this is my town. No, what you're saying is, look, we got rid of the tyrants. We're not them. So we're going to have an election. We're going to get people back to work. We're going to get people doing back to what they need to be doing and letting them live their life. And by the way, guys, you better be carrying a gun. Our country's at freaking war. You just saw what happened here. So go get a gun if you don't have one and carry it. Start giving freedom back to the people immediately, and they'll love you for it, and they will not try to overthrow your government. Half your law enforcement's not going to want to do anything because you're like, holy crap, this guy actually has his crap together. And you immediately start building and training a militia to protect that new government you just built. Because somebody else is going to try to come in and overthrow it, man. Another government, a state government, a federal government, whatever. So you build a militia and train it to protect it. Now, this is also a good time for you guys to be doing some purging. And when I say some purging, I mean some purging of of judges. A few of those law enforcement officers you know are really bad guys. That's the time to start dragging them out there, handcuffing them, throwing them in jail, and then try them. You don't have time to do a nice long, 3-month trial with the graphs and all this other happy horse crap like what you saw with O.J. Simpson, trying to put the glove on. Nah, we ain't got time for that crap. Simple as this. Did you or did you not do this? Yep, great. Noose. Hang them. Simple as that. They're found guilty, hang them. Problem solved. You find a spy, hang them. Problem solved. You've got to be very brutal with this, but at the same time, they have got to have some form of due process. They've got to have their own form of representation. There's got to be a prosecutor. There's got to be a judge. Do not become what you despise. But if you can do that, and you can build this, you can overthrow a government just like that, and you can do it in just a couple weeks. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck, guys.